Drills Talk, episode 125. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to prepare for investors. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Seeking Investors. This point in your business, you've already started, you did your business plan, and now you're looking for people to invest in your company. And when you talk about investing in your company, it can be people giving you money, it can be people offering debt, it can be people who are offering some sort of partnership, but you have to be ready. And this is how you make sure you are ready. Let's go.
Yo, Drills.
Drills Talk, episode 125. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to prepare for investors. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here, we're an entrepreneurship-based channel. Every Monday, we have a new blog. Every Wednesday, there's a new Drills Talk. And I also push and promote wellness and motivational videos, and I hope you check those out too. Let's get started. Number one is business plan. And I actually got into this in depth in Drills Talk 124. So check that out if you would like to get into depth about a business plan. But with a business plan, you definitely want to make sure you know what industry you're going into. You have a catchy name. Make sure that your marketing situation is correct. Make sure you have your team. This is all the stuff you need to start your business. So you have to have that down pat. You have to have a business objective, let people know exactly what your plan is for the business, and even better, to have a business objective and then already be acting that out when it comes to seeking investors. So they'll read what's in the business objective and you've already hit that target, or you're constantly hitting that target, or you've consistently held up to that level. That's only going to make investors more comfortable in investing in you. So when you have your business plan together, you basically have your constant commercial for investors who are seeking to put their money into a business and see it grow. You're taking away a step for them where most companies are just asking for money. They get to the company, they invest money, and then they're looked at as the savior of that company, as opposed to a partner in that company. And believe me, they don't come back when that's the situation, when that's the scenario. Someone invests, say, 10, 50, $100,000 into a company, and they're thinking they're going to push it to the next level, and everyone's looking at them as the only way to get to that next level. That is the scariest thing for an investor, when they put their money in and everyone drops what they're doing, looks at them, and is wondering how we're going to get to that next level. Imagine you put up that type of money and then you walk into a building or you walk into a boardroom and everyone's looking at you and no one else has any ideas. No one has any objectives. No one has any goals. You know, like as a skilled investor, you wouldn't even invest in that company. But when you're first starting, you can get caught up in a situation exactly like that. And I hope I stopped a couple from getting into that situation, because it's scary. It's a regrettable feeling. And of course, you never do it again. But you want to save that money and put that into a situation where it's going to grow. It's a little safer. You've done a little more due diligence on the company that you're investing in. So again, number one, and make sure your business plan is together. So if someone wants to check out all your paperwork, wants to check out what's going on with the business, you have the plan to give them. And then you can go into number two. Number two is to already show a profit. We think of investors and we think we start a company and then we get investors. And that's not exactly how it works. You can probably get some business credit cards in the form of, a debt. But as far as a angel investor or a person who, has money and is looking to take your company to the next level, they're usually not trying to take it from startup to, an infant-sized company. They usually want to take it from an infant-sized company to a medium-sized company, or a medium-sized company to a large company. And the way you do that is to already show profit. You're already showing this investor that I'm making money. I'm making money and I've scaled it up to the highest that I can possibly scale it up with my connections and my know-how. And they can jump in with their connections or their know-how and take it to the next level. And then now you know that skill. And as you guys are moving up, you're meeting more people, shaking more hands, and getting more connections to where you can then take it from that medium level all the way up to a large level. And that's an extreme amount of money that would be made in the company. The investor would get their money back. They're happy. They can go and invest in another company. They can reinvest in your company and try to take it to another level. But you have to show that you're making a profit. Many businesses, most businesses, probably in the 90 percentile, somewhere in there, fail. So we're looking at 1 out of 10 businesses that can actually make it. If you're already showing a profit, you're showing that your company is healthy. Your company has the potential to, maybe take on some debt. So, if the investor is giving you debt, you have shown that you can make money, which means that you can pay them back. This is what makes an investor comfortable. So when you are starting that business, you want to focus on how can I make a profit? Because then you're showing a potential investor that I'm someone that you want to put your money in, because I have a little cushion to where I can pay back people who I owe. I can pay back investors because I'm already making money. Number three is to own trademarks, patents, and intellectual property. This is going to be the biggest advantage that you have over your competition. So if you have the trademarks, no one else can use that trademark. You have patents. If people do use that patent, they have to license it from you, or license the ability to use that from you. All intellectual property should be owned because that is your advantage. That's like being sort of a superhero amongst regular people. And that's your advantage. That's how your company goes from startup to infant to medium to large. Is because you have an advantage. It's very hard to have a successful business with no advantage. If you have, say, a restaurant, everyone makes pretty much the same food if you're in the same cuisine as, a competitor. But what's your advantage? Your advantage can be the way you make it. Your advantage can be the ambiance, how it looks, your sign, the way people dress when they're there. That can be an intellectual property because you're stating that in this building or in this restaurant, this is what you're going to get. Just for instance, I don't want to name a company, but say you have a company that focuses on a Florida theme or an island theme, right? You go in there, everything looks as if you're on the island. That's their style. That's their advantage. Their intellectual property can be how they make the food. Their trademarks can be their logo, the sign on the door. You see that on the highway, you know that sign, you look at it and you say, okay, when I go to that place, I know exactly what to expect. That's what investors like. You say, I can identify that. A person can identify that. If I'm a customer, I can see that when someone sees my logo, which is trademarked, they know exactly what to expect. They know exactly how the food should taste. They know exactly what kind of customer service, they're about over there. And it doesn't matter necessarily what the style is. It's just that it's different and it's elite. It's at an elite level of service. And that gives you your advantage. Let's say you invent something that is commonly used, but you changed it a little bit. You made an improvement on it. For instance, when you're opening something, a package in a food, and it's packaged and it's ripped, but you see that little tip at the end that's like an easy pull, easy pill, right? That's patented. Now I'm not going to start a whole company, right? But what I'll do is I'll license the right to use that easy pull on all kids packaging, and I'm making a killing. And because I don't have those contacts, an investor can come and bring those contacts to me, and we can make a killing with just that intellectual property, just that patent, just that idea being basically rented out to all who needs it. Number four is understanding debt and equity deals. I touched on it before. So really quickly, debt. If I give you money, you owe me money back plus interest, right? That's the simplest way. So I give you, $50,000. I want to make 50% on my investment. I need you to pay me back $75,000 over the years, and hopefully shorter the better, to get my money back, and then we're good, right? You're good. You paid them back their 75K. The company grew, perfect. But then we have equity deals where I give you 50K, you give me 33% of the company, and I get that, 33% of profit in perpetuity, which means forever, right? As long as I live. So the deal is, what makes more sense for your company? Should you just take on the debt, pay it off, and no longer have to pay? Would it make sense to have that person buy into the company and they become a partner and never go away? You have to basically fill out what's best. There's also debt plus equity deals, and it's just a mixture. Okay, I'll give you $50,000 to buy into the company. I'll also give you $100,000 line of credit. The line of credit goes away after a couple of years, but the $50,000 buys me into the company, and I'm a full-time, 33% owner of the company, partner of the company. You have to decide before you meet with investors what's best for you. What would you accept? Are you not looking to sell any part of the company? Are you only taking debt deals? Would you rather sell part of the company and not take on debt? It's all up to you. That's the part of being a business owner, but you need to study. A great show to watch to study this would be Shark Tank. Watch that over and over again. Get you about 10 shows, 10 hours, and then 10, 15 hours of it in you. Understand the game, and you'll be ready for investors when they come. Drills Talk, episode 125. These are the top 4 ways to prepare for investors. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.